And let me tell you people the good news. The good news is that we are not going back. We are moving forward. That is the good news this afternoon. The good news is that we are going to win election comfortably. President Tinubu has no competition. He has no rival. The opposition is a tatters, absolutely tatters. Quote me. I'm a political scientist and I know what I'm talking about. I'm not a politician. I'm an entrepreneur. I can tell you, I have checked it inside my room. I have checked it inside my sitting room. I have checked it inside library. I have not seen any challenge. Maybe if Uzor Kalu is running in ACC, I could have been a challenge to President Tinubu. But today there is no challenge. Because you don't need to use only Southeast or somewhere else to challenge for President of Nigeria. It's not possible. It's not possible. Let us not throw away our vote. Let our vote be valid. I'm saying it. Let nobody deceive us. We need to be a united Nigeria to be able to get a united Igbo president or president of Igbo extraction. If we're not united with the others, you cannot hook up. I'm a student of this country. I know this country so deeply, more than some of our leaders. I know this country so well that people deceive you, people tell you all kinds of stories. People tell you it's just like this. First of all, you need 24 states to be a president. 24 states to be president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. And my dream cannot go down. My thoughts cannot go down. My thinking cannot go down. My vision will never go down. My attitude to it can never go down. We need a united Nigeria to put an Igbo man as a Nigerian president. Let me be honest with you. I see people saying, oh, Northerners will not vote for Tinubu. Why? If they don't vote, they win the election, they will be at disadvantage. But they will vote. Because if you vote for another man, you start afresh. That man you are going to vote will do 8 years. Tinubu is already 4 years gone. If we can vote for past presidents, we can vote for Tinubu again. I know past presidents that have done more mistakes than Tinubu, and this is no mistake. All over the world, there is economic problem. If you know your brothers and sisters that live in London, there's economic problem there. There's economic problem in Canada. There's economic problem in the US. There's economic problem in Ghana. There's economic problem in South Africa. This is why South Africans are chasing our people away, because there is hardship to a God. So let us be as wise as my grandmother. You have to be wise. Don't go thinking things will just be in social media. Last election, when people came, I said, count what we have done. This is what we are going to do. They said, okay, let's write result. The Labour Party wrote result against us. Did they win the election? No. I can show it. I say I have it from security agencies. But that did not make them to win the election. Some of people here were panicking, telling me, look at what I said. No. The vote will come from genuinely members of our group. And they did it. So to me, this meeting is to tell you it was a true discussion that everything had been had. Party is one, everybody is one. If anybody say he does not want this party to be one, if we are not managed well, that does not mean we cannot speak out. True of us. All I know, party is one, but let those we left in the name of the party behave well. Otherwise, we put a faction. And if we put a faction, it will be more costly to manage. So it's better to be one party, different pro-groups, than to be factional party and many pro-groups. So let us be one party as we are trying to be, as we are looking to be. People must manage you people. They must manage well at the ward. They must manage well at the local government. They must manage well at the state. So Abia can, may, or shall not have factions. But if it's managed well, we create a faction. That is the truth. I say it openly. I've said this to the president. Let people manage the party well. If parties don't manage well, we create a faction. And the election is coming. And when we create a faction, it will only make us to lose more seats we could have recovered easily. So please, some local government chairmen that are here, go and manage well. Some ward chairmen, when you are talking to them, tell them to manage well. Dr. Imo, you are zonal chairman.
Hello everyone, just watching that video, I can tell you it's just so pathetic. And Orji Uzor Kalu, as always, does what he does best, which is to denigrate the Southeast and the Igbo people, and also to sell them short. All for what? All to be able to, get some power or authority access that he believes that he's the one that should be getting it. And you see where he's sliding there. Oh, if it was Orji Uzor Kalu that was running for president under ACC, then Tinubu would have a challenge other than that. And it's really extremely pathetic that you see a number of people, some Igbo leaders are deliberately doing this out of selfishness, where every one of them feel that, oh, they're the ones that are supposed to get this thing. And it's almost as if there's a mindset that, oh, it's going to be just one shot that the Southeast is going to get at presidency, and they need to also have that one shot that is there. I also, like a few days ago, I was speaking with someone, and the person was talking about that the Southeast has not played smart politics. They don't know how to play smart politics and all of that. And I said to him, look, I absolutely disagree with you. If there's any region in Nigeria that has actually played smart politics, as in politics that when you're looking at it, it's smart, it's deliberate, it's hands-on. It's what you need to do based on the situation of the country. There's no region that has played it as much as the Southeast region. And I'll tell you why I say this. First of all, the Southeast region decided to go as a block, which makes more sense, because if you compare the regions in Nigeria, I think they have the lowest voting power, right? And so they've always put it and given it in a block. They gave it to PDP. It didn't matter what your tribe is. It didn't matter what your religion is. The Southeast never looked at that. If you looked at the way they voted, and they always voted and gave high number to whoever it was they were going to vote for. They voted for Obasanjo. They gave those high number of votes. They voted for Yaradua. They gave those high number of votes. They voted also for after Yaradua for Jonathan. They gave all of those high votes. And then they also voted for Atiku Abubakar. Today you see people who are trying to say that, oh, South SD. What else is smarter than that? They did all of that in 2023. PDP, instead of us to call out PDP and call out Atiku Abubakar in the role that he played in all of that, people are busy calling out. I don't even know. They are just removing the issues on ground. And when it was the turn of the Southeast, not just a competent candidate came out that was from the Southeast, and they refused to, PDP refused to now do that. So the onus was on PDP to do the right thing, and PDP refused, to do the right thing. And the Southeast has shown that the Southeast does not care where you are from. What they are interested in is in a competent candidate. We saw Odumegu Ojukwu ran in office. If there's one man, if you say that is revered in the Southeast, in the Igbo land, of the modern Igbo land that we have. So I'm not talking about maybe ancestors or people. It's Odumegu Ojukwu. He ran for president in this country. But the Southeast did not go with him. One of the things that people even say, and I was telling this person a few days ago when we, I guess, one of the things that people always say, oh, the Southeast will never support their own. Oh, the Southeast will never support that. Even in 2022, they kept saying, with the Southeast support Peter Obi. With the Southeast went and supported Peter Obi, not because he's from Southeast, by the way, not because he's Igbo, but because he's the most competent. And then now people are talking or whatever, and people like Orji or Kalu, because of their selfishness. Because I call it's all shades of selfishness. You're ready to throw away your region. You're ready to denigrate your region, all because of your selfish interests that you want to get. And that's the kind of politics people want to say. This politics, no, by the grace of God, we clean up this politics and have a new politics. I was taking notes when he was talking, and one of the things he's talked about, he said Tinubu has no competition. I agree with that. Tinubu has no competition in terms of forgery. Tinubu has no competition in terms of enabling corruption. You see what's happening with the whole fake agency, not fake agency, whatever. Tinubu has no competition in terms of incompetence. In terms of lack of character, in terms of lack of empathy, in terms of allowing, terrorists to roam freely in the land. He absolutely has no competition. 24 states, he say, are needed to be president. Yes, of course. And that's the appeal we have right now, where we are having, Mr. Peter Obi all over Nigeria, where people believe in his candidacy and him being a president and giving Nigeria different from all of the atrocities that Nigeria have currently had. The North is very, very emphatic on the fact that they do not want Tinubu, and you could see that they know it, they are afraid, it's scaring them. That's why they are talking about it. If they were sure that opposition was in tatters, I can assure you that they won't even bother to be talking about it. They will just be, as how do I put it? Just coasting, and that would be it. Well, the most important thing is that in Nigeria, the opposition has never really been the party. The opposition has always been the people, and the people are very much on ground and insisting that they want the right thing to be done. He already talking of 4 years done and 4 more. Nobody wants 4 more years of torture. Nobody wants 4 more years of atrocity. Nobody wants 4 more years of the wrong thing being done. And of course, they agree with the fact that Tinubu is making mistakes, but what they're trying to tell you is that others have made more mistakes. Isn't it better to you to look for a person that will be doing the right thing and not doing the one that is living on making mistakes? And of course, they always come and tell us of economic problems in other countries, in Canada, in UK, in US, or they have 24/7 electricity. Can you give Nigeria 24/7 electricity? Oh, it's only the bad things you know how to compare it. And when you're talking about what is happening in Nigeria is not just economy, it's corruption of a grand scale. It's stealing, it's looting, it's maiming, it's people being killed, and labor. This part really made me laugh when he said Labour Party wrote results and all of that, trying to denigrate the fact that Peter Obi won the Southeast and a whole lot of other parts in the country. But it is what it is. Like I've always said, you are the opposition. Do the needful. Get in there. Get this, this work done. Let's show these people. Say, anyhow way they want them, they go see them. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.